Two Tabequache, Sasquatch, come into camp and one slaps man's foot near Spruce Mountain. This is Rocky Mountain Sasquatch. We recently investigated a rather bold Bigfoot sighting between Nucla and Natarita, Colorado. The Bigfoot came out onto the road with the frantic look on its face, waving its arms at a woman driving a work truck. It really scared her in a panic, and she sped around it and drove away fast. She described the creature with the frantic face, but not human. Completely brown to light brown, really large, and running fast toward her truck. In my opinion, this is a really bold move for a creature that is usually shy, elusive, and more often than not, when it is spotted, it is going in the opposite direction from the witnesses. During our investigation, we realized this creature would not live in the valley near the towns of Natarita and Nucla, and so we searched the surrounding mountains for likely habitat and evidence. Then we received the following nearby report near Spruce Mountain area of a bold, aggressive Sasquatch, perhaps the same Bigfoot because of its similar personality of boldness. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, along with smashing that bell button so that you can get the 2 or more new videos we post each week with the latest sighting reports, Bigfoot photos, videos, and investigations into Sasquatch sighting hotspots. Here is the report. Robert writes RMSO. I have had 2 Sasquatch that come into our camp at night every September during the elk season. I'm not sure why, but they steal anything shiny that we leave out, like shaving mirrors or solar chargers, etc. If you're interested in hearing more about what they have done in our camp at night, like running by and slapping the top of our tents, RMSO asks, have you or anyone else had a good look at either of these Bigfoot that come into your camp? Robert continues, I saw him one time. I was trout fishing in the stream by our camp and caught movement to my right. When I turned to look, he pulled his head back behind a spruce tree he was watching me from. I wasn't sure what I was looking at, so I walked over to the tree. When I looked to the right, he was walking up a trail headed toward a small grove of aspens. He didn't even flinch when I walked around the spruce tree. He looked like he couldn't have cared less that I was behind him. I watched him for a couple of seconds before he dropped down on all fours and kind of sideways galloped up the hill another 30 yards or so. Then he stood up and turned around and looked right at me. I know I'm probably going to lose you on this part, but if I hadn't seen his body, I would have said he was Aborigine from the look on his face. Later that night, I was trying to sleep and had to stretch out my leg. As soon as I pressed my foot against the tent fabric, something slapped the hell out of it and ran off making a sound. It sounded exactly like Larry from the Three Stooges' whoop, 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 whoop sound, so we officially named it Curly. It's in the deep canyon off of Divide Road in the Uncompahgre National Forest. Even the locals don't go down in there. It's so steep. If you're ever in the area, I could drop you a pin on Google Maps to show you where it's at. RMSO responds, there are a lot of reports about them going on all fours. We have tracked them dropping down on hands or knuckles while they travel in steep areas. Yes, it would be great to get a Google Map pin. How tall was it when it was standing? How tall was it on all fours? Your best estimate. What about the width at the shoulders? What about the color? Robert continues, I'll be honest. I was so busy saying, holy crap, I wasn't even thinking about looking at the details of it. I will say it was jet black, and by jet black I mean shiny like a mink's coat. I would guess at the height of it, but I remember thinking to myself, holy crap, they're taller than the stories I've heard. Other than the face, the only thing that really stood out was the build of it. It wasn't some hulking, muscular beast. It was built like the wrestler Bill Goldberg, but really tall. It had a really wide back with a narrow waist and was more slender from the waist down. Like I said, it lasted for a couple of seconds and it was gone, so I really didn't have time to process it all. I hope you enjoyed Robert's report. Our team really enjoys searching for Bigfoot in beautiful, colorful Colorado, especially because of the plethora of Bigfoot sightings in the state. Colorado boasts the most reported Sasquatch sightings in the entire Rocky Mountains, including Canada. Perhaps these creatures, known as ridgewalkers by many native tribes, love the high elevations that this state has to offer, along with the abundant resources a large mammal would need to survive. Keep on watching. we're going to keep on squatching.